Hey Internet, so today's tutorial is inspired by the classic TV show Dallas, which is currently having a reboot right now, which I'm really enjoying. But I fell in love with that TV show a while ago, about 2 years ago. I found the first season in the bargain bin at Walmart, and I have been in love ever since. I loved Pamela's character in the first season, and I really enjoyed the fashion, hair, and makeup from the show. It was really unexpected to me because I thought that it would be a lot of frosty, really ugly makeup, but surprisingly, especially in the early seasons, a lot of the makeup is very soft and matte and wearable with a few modern adjustments. So I wanted to create a tutorial based on the fashion, hair, and makeup from Dallas. If you'd like to see my outfit of the day featuring real vintage pieces, then keep watching. I actually love matte makeup. I find it really wearable, really appropriate for any situation, and very blendable as well. The look is inspired by the various seasons that I've seen. I'm up to season 6 right now of the original TV show, and I've just started watching the reboot as well, which I'm also really enjoying because it's such a nod to the original series, which is, after all, the most popular TV show series ever and really a trailblazer for its genre. And despite what anyone might say about 70s and 80s fashion, I actually find a lot of the pieces and looks that they wear really inspiring. So in addition to my big brushed out curls and side parted hair, I'm just wearing some very, very small earrings. Then I'm just wearing a simple pearl necklace with some gold that I beaded myself. Lots of pearls, of course, because they are classic. And then for fashion, that's the really interesting part. I'm actually wearing a Chanel dress that was my mom's when they were originally filming, so the early 80s. She purchased this from Chanel, and it has held up beautifully. You can see it's a raw silk with a slight blousy silhouette that cinches in at the waist, zips up at the side, and then has some pleats, which were really very much in fashion then, and then are coming back in now as well. I find that that pleated detailing transitions into modern times really well. And then accessories wise, I'm holding a clutch bag that was also my mom's, but a little bit later, I believe, and it's from a brand called Tristano. It's a nude color, so that's still very wearable nowadays. You guys know I love my nude accessories, and it's got that clutch style that's really popular now, but was even more popular back then. Even as a day bag, ladies would carry these around. And then on my feet, I'm wearing some even more vintage shoes. These were actually my grandma's. They are nude color with very, very soft leather, some ruching around the toes, and a tie around the ankle. And I find that these are really flattering with a little bit of a longer dress like this one. I'm not used to wearing a silhouette that ends below the knee, but wearing nude, very sort of feminine heels really helps to pull that length off for me, and I really like these. They're very comfortable. So the first thing you want to do is prime your eyelid well with something matte without any shimmer, and I've used my favorite, which is the Urban Decay Primer Potion in the color Eden. It's a creamy yellow base that cancels out any red or purple undertones you might have. And for eyeshadow, I'm going to be using my Too Faced matte eyeshadow palette, and you can see the great selection of colors in it. You have some nudes, some lights, some purple, gray, brown, dark brown, navy blue, and gray black. And these are awesomely pigmented, the front cover of it here. So I'm going to be using a good portion of this palette, but if you check in the bottom bar below, I've indicated some colors that I think are really similar and would work just as well to create this eye look. But I just like that I have everything I'm going to need right here. The first color I'm going to go in with my Sonia Kashuk flat eyeshadow brush is the color Vintage Violet, which is right here. I'm just going to pack that into one side of the brush and apply it to the center of the eyelid. Next, with the flip side of the same brush, I'm going to go in with the color above Vintage Violet, which is called Pebbles. It's a matte blue-gray. It has a little bit of warmth in it, and I really like it. And I'm just going to apply that to the outside of the eyelid, going in, flipping back and forth to blend with Vintage Violet, and bring it up into the crease just a little bit at the outer corner. Next, I'm going to take that same brush again and wipe off any excess of shadow left on it, but not actually clean it. This is a completely dry piece of Kleenex here. And then I'm going to take my eyeshadow palette again and press some of the pink with some of the white. These are called Fresh Linen and Velveteen Bunny respectively, so that you get a really nice creamy white with a little bit of pink in it. And I'm just going to brush that on the inner eye corner and blend it right into the Vintage Violet. But because we have a little bit of that color left on the brush from not cleaning it completely or using a fresh brush, the blending with the really light color will be very effortless. Then next, I'm just going to grab some Chinchilla, which is a really nice warm mid-brown. I'm using a MAC 217. I'm just going to apply a little bit of that into the crease to blend out the purple, and this will help to warm up the look and make it summer or fall appropriate. And to continue with that warm pattern, I'm going to go in with the color Tufted Suede, which I think is one of the best colors in this palette. It's very warm and almost like a suede color. It's different from anything I previously had. And it's an awesome best friend color. So I'm going to use it to blend out my crease and warm everything up and keep this eyeshadow from looking too cool and dated. And then finally, because any 80s eye look has to include some kind of blue eyeshadow, I'm going to go in with the color London Fog, which is a navy blue that is really, really nice and buttery. This is an awesome outer corner eyeshadow to use. A lot softer than using a black, but more unexpected than using a brown. For eyeliner, I'm going to be using my Stila Eyeliner, which is a twist up. This is the color Triggerfish, which is a dark gray with a little bit of silver in it, but it's very, very subtle. And I'm just going to line the outside corner of my lower lash line, going right into the corner, and then lightly line my inner rims as well. And then to make the whole look a little bit more smoky and also coherent with each other, matching up the upper eyelid with the lower eyelid, I'm going to go back with my eyeshadow brush and just tap a little bit into the shadow, but you already have some color on there, so you don't really need to add any more onto the brush, and just kind of blend things in a little bit. I've already curled my eyelashes, but if you haven't, then this is the right time to do it. And then I'm just going to go in with my Dollywinks eyeliner. This is my very favorite liquid liner because of its really nice brush tip. And I'm just going to create a very slightly winged look, going as close to the base of the lash line as I can. Now, I recently treated myself to a tube of my all-time favorite mascara that is a high-end brand, which is Dior Show Mascara in black. If you want it to be a little bit more authentic with the way you do your makeup, then you should actually use my favorite drugstore favorite, which is L'Oreal Voluminous, because it's been around on the market for a lot longer. And who knows, it's possible that they actually used it in the original series, since the women of Dallas do always have very dramatic lashes. So I'm just going to brush a good coat of this on. It doesn't really need 2 coats because it's a very dramatic, thick mascara. And then because I can, and I have a good way of applying them, I'm going to apply some half false lashes. If you'd like to see my full tutorial on how to do that, then you can check that out here. But every good Southern lady has her very dramatic lashes on the show, especially the original show. So I'm going to go ahead and apply these to the outer corner of my eyes. Eyes are done, and I'm really happy with the level of drama that I've achieved. And then I'm going to go in with 2 blush products because, interestingly enough, there's a real emphasis on cheekbones, both in the original series and in the revamp as well. So I'm going to go in with my favorite blush. You guys have seen this about 1,000 times. I love it because it is so natural and warm and has no shimmer. This is the Tarte Amazonian Clay Blush in the color Exposed. And I'm even going to blend a little bit onto the temples, as I would with bronzer. But the ladies of Dallas are actually not overly tan, so I've not gone for anything like that that would compete with the eyes. Just warming up the face a little bit. I'm adding a little bit more warmth in the form of Benefit's Coralista, which is my favorite box blush that they do. And with the same brush, just on the very tips of it, I'm going to apply some to the apples of my cheeks. Finally, I'm going to do the lips, but you want to keep the lips as neutral as you possibly can. There's no noticeable, very bright lips on any of the episodes of Dallas that I have seen, at least on a daily basis rather than a nighttime basis. So I'm going to go in with one of my favorite Mauve Nude lipsticks. This is from the Clinique Long Last lipstick line, and this is the color number 12, Blushing Nude. And it is a really pretty mauve color with a slight brown undertone. And I'm just going to go ahead and press that into my lips. You can see it's a very, very similar color to the natural pigmentation of my lips without any shimmer, which is what you want to go for. And the very final product I'm going to use is a lip gloss. I don't think they used that much lip gloss on the original show, but I've seen some on the revamp, and since this is a combined look, then it makes sense to soften the look just a little bit with some creamy lip gloss. This is the color You Give Me Fever from the Balmshell Lipgloss line. I'm currently doing a giveaway on my website for 3 of these, including some headbands, so check it out if you want to. And I'm just going to apply that on the center of my lips. Just add a hint of shine to your lips without leaving too much of a mark on your glass of bourbon, which is how you'd want it, isn't it? So